Guys, today we're not just planning for our future, we're stepping into a world where peace of mind and security are within our reach with Prudential. Come along as I take you on a journey on how they make it happen.
Hi guys, welcome to the Lisa Kusima channel.
Hey guys, today I'm here with the CEO of Prudential. We've had a talk about planning for your future, and I thought why not come here to Prudential so they can tell us more about their offering. Welcome to the channel, Tete.
Thank you, Lisa.
Yes, I'm happy to have you. And as we go deep into the topic, as a family woman myself, I'm a wife, I'm a mom of 3 kids, and I know about insurance, but many people do not know. What are some of those things you'd like to tell maybe a family out there when it comes to choosing a policy or getting insurance?
Why they should get an insurance policy? Now, it's interesting to know that in our part of the world, insurance is one of the last things people think about. Mm-hmm. I forever remember an experience when I sold to an organization, one of the African countries I worked in. And we had experts amongst the management, and they listened to the whole presentation and were actually shocked that people were asking questions. And they said, in Europe, where we come from, you get your first paycheck, you pay your tax, you pay your social security. The next thing you think about is to own a life insurance policy. Yeah. Because as certain as you start work, you're going to end work someday. And life insurance policies allow you to create assets by the payment of the first premium. Yeah. The 2 things that will happen to you in life. Things that you can't address with one salary payment. Planning to have an asset. Mm-hmm. If you had somebody hand to you 50 million shillings today, you'd be extremely excited, wouldn't you be?
Excited.
Now, assume that you chose to set aside 300,000 shillings each month. Every year, 3.6 million. Mm-hmm. Over 10 years, that's 36 million. Over 15 years, that will be over 50 million shillings. Yeah. Where were you 15 years ago? And what did you do with the last 300,000 shillings on your mobile money wallet?
Cafe Javas.
They would be happy if they were getting all that money from you. but the point is, that's exactly the point. Yeah. Money runs through our accounts. The element of compulsion is not there. We are not able to save. And day in, day out, the opportunity to create this asset is passing by. Yeah. But life insurance policies get you the opportunity to be able to do this. Once you tell the bank on the 26th of every month, take the money from my account, they will take the money from your account and remit it to us, and we build that asset for you. On the other hand, if you take a life insurance policy today and we issue it for the 1st of January, and touch wood, anything happens to you on the 2nd of January, the insurance company is bound by the contract to pay the benefits of that policy. And sometimes you take a 300,000 policy, the benefit is 50 million, you die on the 3rd day, we pay 50 million to your family. Yeah. So the payment of one premium creates an asset, which is different from you trying to invest and save. So we say your investment portfolio is complemented by your life insurance products. Whilst it takes a long time to build an investment asset, a life insurance policy creates the asset the first day your premium is paid. Yeah. And that's great. The second thing is there are things that happen in life that you don't plan for. In-laws, parents passing away, we don't want to hear that conversation because we're talking about people who are close to us, emotional connection. We don't want to think about the day they would pass. Culturally, we don't want to tell our parents, I'm planning for your death. No. But I've been here in this country for a while now. First thing that happens when somebody passes, we set up a contributions page. Yep. And everybody's chipping in. Yes. Which is subject to people's feelings and their pockets at that time to contribute to you. But if you buy a funeral product, a farewell plan, and you say, if my parent passes away, touch would give me 10 million shillings. The moment death occurs, you are due a payout of 10 million shillings to help you organize the funeral and give them a decent and a befitting burial. Yeah. which you never get a chance to do twice in your life. You only get to do it once for each period.
True.
That's why you need to get a life insurance policy.
Amazing. Especially me, being a family person, I think about it. If my spouse passes on, I don't want to struggle and have. The income has definitely gone, has reduced, and now I'm trying, as a single mom, trying to,
how to survive,
support the children.
So we do have policies called income replacement policies, where you or your spouse would determine that this is my annual salary, and I can take twice or 3 times my annual salary on a term product and say, look, for the next 10, 15 years, if anything happens to me, pay 3 times my annual salary to my spouse because she will need to cover for the income that is lost because I have left. And that income replacement means a lot. It means that the kids' education continues, the home rental continues, the standard of living can be retained for as long as it takes for you to bounce back, try to close the gap. And that's what insurance policies are for, to cater for the unexpected. The uncertain timing of those bad events in life, which we cannot determine, but we know they will happen. We all prefer to go on retirement and die peacefully. Everybody wishes for that, but not everybody gets that. We have other policies that take care of individuals if they are diagnosed with critical illness. And as much as we don't want that to happen, in this part of the developing world where sugar intake is high, usage of oil in cooking is high, cholesterol levels and diabetes are a big issue. Alcohol consumption is a big thing. All these find a way of affecting our hearts, our kidneys, and our liver. And what it does is that when anybody unfortunately gets into that position, we have insurance policies that pay a significant amount of money, so of course determined by the one who bought it, to help them cater for the treatment, stroke, heart disease, heart attacks, kidney failure, things that are very expensive to treat. You get a certain payout up front to take care of the bills that will come out of that. Prostate cancer, they might seem far-fetched to individuals until you are found in that position, and then you would appreciate that you have a cover that pays out a significant amount of money to you in that instance. And I've seen people receive payouts in the excess of 100, 200, 250 million shillings in those circumstances because they bought a policy like that. Yours might not be 100 or 200 million, but if it's 50 or 70 million and you need to pay your bills, that's buying you extra life and getting you the chance to fix your life and live properly. And insurance policies do this for you.
Some cover is better than no cover
at all.
Amazing. So there are people out there who think insurance is only for the wealthy. Like, guys have money to spare. That's why you're putting it out there. You have to say.
Remember what I said? By the payment of one premium, you create an asset. And I would say insurance is for those of us who can't afford not to be without one. What do I mean by that? If I give you, like I said, if I give you 50 million shillings, you'd find something to do with it. If you're rich and you have 500 million shillings, that 50 million shillings would be, petty cash. But if you don't have, then you need it more than anybody else. And that's the key. So those of us who don't have the money, it is for us that we use this to create that asset. And if at 25, you start by paying 300,000 shillings a month, and by the time you turn 40, somebody hands you a 50 million shilling check to start the next phase of your life with. Imagine what it could do. Just investing that 50 million shillings gives you an additional 5 million shillings each year, either for your pocket or to add and compound and invest again. By the time you turn 60, that's a lot of money. So what those of us who don't have the money don't realize is, even though we don't have money, we have time as an asset. And you use time and your discipline to create an asset for yourself that changes the course of your life in the future.
I love it. Guys, I hope you're taking notes. And how is Prudential ensuring that it's affordable, accessible, and can reach, like, everyone can access it?
So for every policy that we distribute, there's a policy for every pocket. You determine how much you want to pay. And then the agent will walk you through what bank arrangements you need to do and give you a cover that suits you. So for the farewell cover, the funeral cover, you would see that there are different levels that you can choose in terms of who you're covering, how much money you want. Check what suits your pocket, and then you sign on. For the educational plan, same approach.
Yeah.
And these are for yourself. You can have a plan dedicated to each child. You want to ensure they go to Harvard.
Yeah.
How old are they now?
6, 4, 1.
So 18 years from now,
Yeah.
you know, the one who's 1 year old will be getting ready for university.
Yeah.
That's a 36 million shillings sitting down right there. So you can sign one for each child and keep them as beneficiaries. So that's one way to look at it. What you can afford, or the purpose for which you're taking it for the children.
Yeah.
And the good thing is, as your income increases, you can also increase the amount
Step
of
it
money you
up.
put aside.
Yeah.
And you create a very good future for yourself and for your kids.
Amazing. Thank you so much for being
welcome.
here. I think we have covered so many things on here. Please, now we're going to talk to the people you talked about. Talk about
Please.
agents. Let's talk to them and hear more about how Prudential is making
They are gallant soldiers who make sure this happens. They are the best people to talk to. They are trained financial advisors. They
Yeah.
will talk to you, advise you, and give you the right policy that you need.
Amazing. Heidi.
Hey,
Good
how
to
are you
have
doing?
you.
Great, thank you.
So they say that financial advisors like yourself are the first point of contact with clients. Is that true?
Yes, it is. I'll just introduce myself.
Yeah.
My name is Abida Dean. I'm an independent financial advisor and a lifestyle protector at Prudential. And I'd like to say that I give people peace of mind.
Wow. If you
Yes.
want peace, yeah, she's your person. So I've heard that Prudential is celebrating 175 years.
Yes.
Is there any key event or landmark event that has happened throughout history that Prudential can, attest to?
Okay, I'm not that old, first of all.
You
I'm
are not
not that
there
old. I was not there then.
Okay.
But I must say there have been so many events that Prudential has been able to do claims.
Yeah.
You know, we've been existent since 1848, which actually makes us 175 years.
Wow.
We paid several claims when we look at the Titanic, we look at the Spanish flu. But the one thing I'll talk about is the Titanic, not because I love the movie, everyone loves the Titanic anyway.
Rose and Jack.
Exactly. But we were able to pay 292 to members that sank on ship.
So for me, what that tells me is that you can trust them because they've been here
Yes.
for a while. Yeah.
Yes. And we're here to stay.
And you're here to stay.
Yes.
Amazing. All right. So as you interface with different clients as a financial advisor,
Yes.
we know there are lots of policies
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
How do you assess that this policy is good for me, maybe as a mom, as a wife,
Yes.
as, an individual, etc.? How do you do that?
First of all, actually and that's where the confusion comes.
Yeah.
There is so much information is at our disposal, and there's a lot of confusion on what should I take, who should I invest, what class of asset should I invest in.
Yeah.
But ideally, when we meet a prospect, the first point of course is the relationship. You get to sit down, have a conversation, an in-person conversation, of course.
Yeah.
Understand first of all why they're meeting you. Why did they give you that appointment in the first place?
Yeah.
That means there is a need. You need to ascertain the need. And by ascertaining the need, there's going to be back and forth questions, trigger questions. You need to figure out at what point in their life, the stage at which they are at. Are they married? Have they just started their first job?
Yeah.
Are they transitioning? Do they have children? Is it a blended family? Is it a duo family?
Yeah.
Is it a singular family? Are they at a point of retirement? But do they have multiple channels of income? Age is another factor. Disposable income is another factor. Because you might be speaking to people, but if they do not have a disposable that can enable them build their portfolio, then you're not speaking to their pain points. You need to understand what are their financial goals? Where do they see themselves in the short term, in the long term, in the medium term, or even in the interim term? Because most of us are saying the future, but you realize I'm a mother. I'll speak from my own perspective because this is the journey that I walk. I walk from a journey of failure, a journey of having no liquidity, a journey of being asset rich and liquid poor. So you need to empathize and have an understanding where they're at, where are the loopholes, where are the gaps that we need to fill in.
Yeah.
We may have all these things. We're going to throw so much technical jargoning on these financial classes and instruments. But the thing is, what is your relationship with money? When we ascertain those things, your age, where you're at in the cycle of life, we have what we call the 28,000 rule that we'll talk about later. At every stage of your life, what are the things that you should have done? Or what are the things that, the necessary things you need to partake in order to have a fulfilled or a balanced portfolio or have financial independence. So we're talking age.
Yeah.
What stage in life are you at? Are you married? Are you single? Are you divorced? But even with that, we plan. Because when one is divorced, there are certain assets that will have to be split and things are not the same anymore. And we talked about risk appetite. We talked about our incomes,
children.
Exactly, and there's so much more. We can take the whole day, and the cows will come home anyhow. But bottom line is, at least those basic core things that we need to look out for whenever we're having a conversation with our prospects.
Okay,
Yes.
so I know Prudential has a number of them. Are you able to just give us a few of those policies that people need to take out or need to be aware of?
Okay. First of all, we need to know that we tailor-make or we curate policies depending on one's need.
Yeah.
There's no one size that fits all, but there are certain policies that have been quite popular in the marketplace. Every market, in the UK, the policies are different. West Africa, the need is different, the policies are different. In Uganda, our policies are different. But I'd like to say we had a flagship product called the EduSave. It is still a
hot cake.
It is the holy grail.
Yeah.
It is the holy grail of every parent who wants to save towards education for their children.
Yeah.
And even those who may not have children and are planning to have children, that would be a great policy. Why is it a great policy? Most of the times we're parents, and when we see the bank slip you pay, sometimes we're even adulting. We have not ascertained how much will we need for our child to finish university or high school till we have a conversation with a financial advisor or a risk advisor. So these policies enable you to say, now I have a child, for example, if you have a child who is going to a national school, let's say paying 3 million shillings per term, in a year, they would have paid about 9 million shillings. They're going to be in school for the next 7 years, going to high school. They'll be going to high school when they're 13. So what we do is, how do we guarantee you that value? Because if you say we're doing 9 million times 7, you get that number, and we guarantee you that value, not after 7 years, but immediately. So at a case point that a risk occurs, the family, the child's education will not be. They will not have a struggle. They'll have no issues. So that money, that payout is given to the family for continuity of the education. And not only that, we also do a payout at a point of maturity. So it's one of those policies that actually pay out 150% at a point of risk.
Amazing.
Now, people have a misconception and say, but if a risk does not occur, because whenever people look at insurance, they're thinking they only pay when I die.
Yeah.
No.
And I don't want to die.
Exactly. And we do not also want to fake death, if you know what I mean. Yes. But what we do, we have these policies are called endowment policies. An endowment policy is such that you're able to pay your premiums. At a point that a risk occurs, we pay. At a point that a risk does not occur, we still are able to pay with interest accrued. And guess what? Tax-free. Tell me any business astute person who would want to pay for their financial instrument with a tax implication. No. The rich are rich because they transfer risk. The rich are rich because of the fact that they know how to work around taxation. And life assurance or protection policies are the only financial instrument that do not have a tax implication. Then of course there are other policies. We realized during COVID there was an issue with liquidity. And most people did not have emergency funds.
That's true.
So we had to curate policies whereby I said, how are people able to have policies where they can be able to liquidate off their investment? So we have, not only do we have protection, we are protecting against things like critical illness, there is death, there's total permanent disability. But guess what? We also have another arm or another portion, which is investment, which accrues actually over 10% without taxation. It's like having what we call a unit trust. It's a hybrid of a unit trust and a protection policy. So you have it all.
Wow.
So as you're being protected, your money is passively working for you. Yes. So you can actually be able to liquidate off your investment policy. If you have an issue, instead of going to a money lender, you've put your logbook, you're selling your car 50 by 100 because things have hit the fan. You know what I mean? So just go to operations, or just write to operations, claim, and then liquidate off your investment folio and utilize it to solve your problem, and your policy keeps running.
Amazing.
So we have so many, but these two have been a great product for our market. Yes. So we've created something that has that flexibility.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes.
So as we talk about life insurance, we know it's touchy. It's a touchy subject. First of all, people do not understand it. Some may think, you know, death, etc., and they're jittery.
Yes.
What strategies do you use when speaking to prospects to help them understand this life insurance is actually for their benefit?
You know, first of all, Muslim. Muslims don't believe in life assurance. It is actually haram. Certain cultures don't believe in insurance because it's like you're jinxing.
Yeah,
if you know
that's
what
it.
I mean.
That's it. Yeah.
The culture
for
believes.
death?
Yes, as in, why do you even start? Like, what are you trying to do here?
Yeah.
You know. But the truth of the matter is, things have changed. People are more exposed. These things are happening. These things, death is around us.
Yeah.
I believe most of us have had friends who have passed on, families who have passed on, and you can see the financial toll it takes on a family. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You find families have to dispose of their properties. You find that they have to sell off their assets. Then, of course, the issues pertaining legacy, the issues pertaining the probate law. Imagine a family is mourning and they're thinking, what next? Lawyers, the legalities involved, because they've not put their things in order, they've not planned. So, first thing, yes, it's very uncomfortable to speak about protection and life insurance when it comes to our continent.
Yeah.
But we need to, first of all, be realistic and we have to be realistic in our conversations. These things happen every other day. First of all, it's important that you build trust. And one builds trust through the relationship. What we do is not transactional.
Yeah.
It's not like I'm selling a fantastic bag or I've seen these lovely earrings like the ones that you're wearing.
Thank you.
And you know it's an impulsive buy, you're like, I love it, and you just buy it. It's tangible, you like it. Ours is not even tangible. They're telling you, save in case something happened to you, in case you die, in case you get a total permanent disability, we are going to pay. Now, here we are telling you, my dear, put your money for the next 20 years. Yeah. In case a risk occurs, we shall be there for your family. In case a risk does not occur, we shall still be able to pay your claims. Yeah. Remember, first of all, our culture is very short term when it comes to financial planning. We are thinking for tomorrow. You know what I mean? Senteza lero.
5 years.
Exactly. 5 years, you're like, what are you even talking about? I'll be dead then.
Yeah.
But what people don't understand is that time goes so fast. 5 years will come, you'll get your claim and say, I wish I'd actually taken 10 years. Yeah. So it's important that you build a relationship. What we do is a service, it is not a product. And it is intangible. So when you're dealing with things that are intangible, there has to be a form of relationship. And that relationship has to grow, which creates which creates confidence and credibility. You cannot buy into something that you also do not understand. So it is important that I have walked the journey. As a mother, I'm telling you all these things, but do I actually have these policies? What are the terms and conditions? How am I selling it to you? How am I value prepositioning it to you? Am I speaking to your pain points? Am I speaking to the school fees for S1, for S6, for university? So we also need to have clarity on our financial goals. Where do you want to be in the next 5 years, 6 years, 10 years, 15 years? You say you want to retire. You told me you're 45, for example. Someone says they're 45 and they want to leave the corporate sector and go into consultancy. What does that mean?
What's the plan?
What's the plan? Because now you had group life. You had medical, you were comfortable because you're sleeping on someone's couch. Remember the couch is your employer. Now you're on your own. Are you going to buy that medical plan? Are you going to pay that group life? But remember, you're 45. You've not even, your mileage, someone who had started earlier has a high mileage. So it's important to ascertain at what stage are they in their life. Have a goal and be clear. You know, you might have a goal. Now that you have a goal, what are the actions or what is the plan in order to get to that financial goal? But bottom line, it's important to have that trust, long-lasting relationship, credibility, and integrity of the advisor and the organization. Whenever you're investing with an organization, you need to understand, what are these people's long-term goals? How long have they been in the market? What is their capitalization? Why do ladies like to get men who are financially secure? Because they know if anything happens, at least I have a fallback position. Now, when you come with Prudential, you know you're listed. Prudential is listed on the stock exchange. It is highly capitalized. It has been there since 1848, and we're here for the long haul.
So in case of anything, you're sure.
Yes, and all this information is actually out there. We have IRA, or in case you need to find out how many claims have been paid, because people are afraid of losing money. We work so hard for our money, so there's always this fear. Suppose you guys leave the market. Suppose there's a sense of bankruptcy that's looming. You know, there's been a lot that's been happening. Well, you're safe in our hands.
We can trust.
We're very credible, we're very solid, we're very robust, and we're very liquid.
Guys, I love it. And I love how you've said, even you've talked about those low-income earners. So that means Prudential can cater to all of us.
All lives matter.
All lives matter.
All lives
With
matter. That's why we even have micro-insurers. We have come to tell the market that the misconception of thinking that insurance is for the rich. No, insurance is for every human being that has an income and that has a financial dream and has a financial goal. So there is no class stratification here. We're here for everyone.
Guys, I don't know. What more can we say? Please, Prudential is here for you. All levels, does not segregate. They want to secure your future. And that's what we're all about. Gerald, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Yeah, so they tell me that you're the man behind everything. Is that true?
Not really. My name is Gerald Twesije, the head of operations. So I work with a team of very well dedicated people that ensure that we deliver quality service to our clients.
Amazing. Okay, so just walk us through the journey from when someone signs up a policy until its maturity. We want to simplify all these things for these people in the community here.
Thanks, Lisa, for that question. This all starts from when you meet our financial advisors. They will engage you, identify your needs, and then offer the right solution in as far as the products we offer are concerned. And through that, they will administer an application form where we require you to provide us with your details, your names, your age, beneficiary details, your preferred level of cover, and identification documentation to support your application. And once we have received that, we will then review the information you have provided. Among the questions we ask include questions on your lifestyle. We include questions on if you have had any previous medical conditions. We include questions on if you have had any application for insurance in the past.
Yeah.
So that information we review, and then if there is need for more information, we will contact you as we conclude the process of confirming your cover. In the event that we require you to go for medicals, this is really for clients who are taking on high levels of cover. We will then also guide you through the process and take you to a facility that we work with to do the medical checkup. It's free, it's at company cost, and then that forms part of the basis for the decision we make to accept your cover. So once we have accepted to take you on, to cover you and protect you and your loved ones, then we will issue a policy document which then details the level of cover that we are granting to you. It shows who your beneficiaries are, who is covered on this policy. Yes.
So when you talk about, just to take you back a bit, the medical cover, what does medical have anything to do with life insurance? Why do you need to check my medicals?
So it's not a medical cover. I meant to say that in some instances, we may require you to do medical examinations, which then informs the decision we make. Why is this important? The risk we cover on the life side is a risk that is really dependent on the life of a person. So we are looking to understand the state in which you are in, and at the end of the day, this also helps you to understand your current condition and then decide what to do going forward. So it's a two-way. It helps you, the client, but it helps us as well, the underwriters, to make an informed decision such that we make a decision that is equitable, in the sense that life insurance works as a pool, so we get different lives coming into the pool, and we want to ensure that everyone is paying the right premium for the cover. Yes.
Okay, makes sense. So if someone has a claim, you know, you've given me that policy documents, I've received them, I've kept them, you know, and then time comes and I need to claim it. How does Prudential ensure that it's a smooth and effective process?
Thanks for that question, Lisa. Prudential is a company that is reputable for paying claims, all valid claims. And as a matter of fact, even in our policy documents, we detail what will be required at the point of claim, and have provided beforehand the documentation you will need and the process that you will go through. So in the event that you have a claim, you can contact us through our toll-free number. You can also reach us on email, and our customer care team will guide you through the process until the end. And once we have received all documentation, you will receive your payment within 5 working days.
Only 5 working days?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Guys, now you know. You receive your claim, they receive your claim, and you'll have your money. Because we've had some people, you know, just questioning and wondering, will they actually really pay me, you know, the money? And what's been your experience like?
Fortunately for us, we've now operated in Uganda for over 8 years, and we have the initial clients we started with, we have seen their policies mature. For the last 4 years, we've been paying maturity clients, and I'm sure you might have someone in your circle who perhaps has received a maturity payout. And that goes to show how committed Prudential is to honoring all claims.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I heard somewhere in the background that, you know, I've talked about claims, but some people might forget that they have all these policies. You know, people keep policies and forget about them. I've heard that you have people in your team who will actually call if our policy has expired? Is that true?
Good question, Lisa, again. First of all, thanks for bringing it up. I wanted to mention that the contract of insurance is one that puts an obligation on the insurer to honor the promise they make to you. Yeah. Now, on your part, you are also required to fulfill your obligation.
Yeah.
What is the obligation on you as a client? Your obligation is to make sure that you make your payments timely, such that your policy does not fall off cover.
Yeah. Thank you, Gerald. So I would like to know, if I've had a policy with Prudential and I've been paying, but then for some reason I'm not able to pay anymore for some time, is there a way Prudential can help me and I revive this policy when I'm able? What's your procedure?
Thank you, Lisa. Prudential offers a grace period on the policies that we offer to our clients. And in the event that you are unable to pay premium for some time, you will still continue to enjoy cover. But this is for a limited period of time, going up to maximum 3 months.
Wow.
Now, beyond the 3rd month, your policy will lapse, meaning you are no longer on cover.
Covered.
Yeah, you're no longer covered.
So in case of anything, Prudential will not pay me any money?
Yes, and sometimes we get issues like that in the public. Oh, I wasn't paid. We have also defined benefits that are payable on some of our policies.
Yeah.
So in that case, your beneficiaries will reach out to us, will notify us that this event occurred, and then we'll reach out to them, guide them on the process, what documentation we need. And once we have that documentation again and have reviewed all the facts and it's a valid claim, we'll make the payment within 5 working days.
Yeah, I love that. And it's a tip to people out there. If you have life insurance, let the beneficiaries know.
Yes.
So that they can reach out to Prudential to actually give them
so
money.
don't keep it a secret. At least let someone you know, someone you trust, have the idea that you are actually insured. Such that in the event that something like this happens, then your beneficiaries don't sit back and suffer in silence, when actually this you have taken on to cushion them in those bad times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so you've talked about the phone calls that you make. Let's meet the people who actually make these phone calls.
All right.
Joanne Mercy.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you, Lisa.
So I've been in office and I've had people have a greeting, like a Prudential greeting. Can you teach me?
Oh yes, so at Prudential it's always a good morning regardless of the time of the day.
Oh.
So you repeat after me. So it's good morning Prudential. You repeat after me and say good morning Prudential. How you feeling today? Good, very good, excellent, oh yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let's try it.
So we can try it out.
Okay. Good morning, Prudential.
Good morning.
How are you feeling?
Good, very good, excellent, oh yes.
Oh yes, all the time. All right, thank you so much. So we're talking to operations, and he mentioned that as customer care, you help the people on board the people and just walk them through to ensure that they know everything that they have signed up for. So just walk us through that process.
Yes, definitely. My name is Joanne Mercy and I'm Terry. I work with the customer care department. So to us, customer care is not about the service, it's about the experience of a customer with Prudential, because we start the journey with a customer to the very end, which is from inception of their policies to the maturity of their policies. So basically what is embedded in there, we try to have that connection with our customers through the welcome calls. We try to make sure that they are personalized as much as possible, because our customers are very dear to us, and being in a position to re-emphasize the importance of a life insurance policy, from the benefits, from the terms and conditions, and basically for the self-service, because we have also digital platforms available, and it's our main purpose to make sure that from the time of the beginning of the policy, the customer is aware of what they're supposed to do on their journey. It doesn't really stop there. Time and again, we check on our customers to make sure that everything is very okay on their end. To also in times when, let's say, there are missed premiums and payments, we ensure that we reach out to the customers, because I mean, there's so many challenges out there, and what better way to emphasize and have that connection with the customers just to understand what is going on. So it's a customer experience to us. It's a journey with our customers, and we're always very happy to serve our customers at any one time.
Wow, amazing. But I know that Prudential has many clients. How are you going to make sure that you call Lisa Kusima specifically? How do you do that?
So we basically have a system that tracks each and every customer that comes in, and we're such a very big team, I mean, with customer experience, and we always endeavor as much as possible to reach out to each and every customer, because much as these different touches have been emphasized to you, but it is very crucial to us as a customer experience department to basically understand that you know what your policy is about. So each and every customer, yes, Lisa, is contacted because you are very special to us. They are very special to us. So having that connection for each and every customer is very crucial. So we do reach out to each and every customer to basically understand that you are much aware about the customer journey, what you're supposed to do on your end, what are the terms and conditions, what are the benefits of the policy. Because at times, we realize that at times in our connections, at times those benefits are not even resounded or re-echoed for them to know that it's helping them to get the best out of life, plan for their future, plan for retirement, plan for, it's just like having a financial goal, but we are there to walk you through it, to make you understand basically the basics that you need along the journey.
Okay. Someone may be out there and you've touched on the benefits of, you know, of this thing. Just break it down for us. In simple terms, what are the benefits of having these kinds of policies?
So the benefits of having a life insurance policy just basically goes back to having dreams, having goals. It could be a family. You're basically planning on how best are you going to make sure that your family has the best, let's say, in 5 years, in 10 years to come. It's very important to note that along the journey, we are not aware of what is going to happen. Are you aware about what is going to happen tomorrow?
No.
Live examples, we have examples of COVID. We have, I think each and every household was impacted in one way or the other. How prepared are you in times like that? So life insurance policies are there to remind us of that, to be prepared at any one point. So part of the benefit that comes with a policy is that protection that is given to a policy holder. A policy holder is basically the life assured, the life that is protected, making sure that, God forbid, if anything happens along the journey, in case of total permanent disability, in case of death, we also have products that cover critical illnesses. We've seen critical illnesses. We have cancers, we have kidney failures, we have heart conditions. So there are products that really are tailored to cater for such conditions. So in case it happens along the journey, we know that if a policyholder is still on cover, you're eligible to access that payout. Amazing. It's a claim. So being prepared for uncertainties is very crucial. And also the icing on a life insurance policy is when you reach maturity.
There's something else I want to ask.
Yes.
Someone has a policy with Prudential, and maybe I've signed up for 7 years. But then after 2 years, I'm like, no, I want to end. Can I get all my money? What happens?
Okay, so being able to understand what life insurance means, it means it's it's a long-term process. It's not a short-term. So at the very beginning of the policies, what customer experience does is to re-emphasize that the policy you've taken up is basically a long-term policy.
Okay.
And it's also very important to note that we do understand there could be challenges along the journey. That is where, as customer care, we come in to make sure we have that different, and also make sure that we have that touch with you along the journey, so as to understand if there are challenges. But it doesn't mean that if you fail along the way, you are definitely losing out on your policy, because the minimum expectation on your policy, the minimum payment should be a payment of 3 years, but cashing it out should be at the end of the policy. So that means at the end of the 7 years or at the end of the 5 years, should you have met a minimum of payments in 3 years, you would still qualify to be paid out with all the bonuses accrued along the journey. So it doesn't necessarily mean that if I've not been able to finish the entire period of the policy, I will be losing out. No, for as long as you've made a minimum payment on your policy of 3 years, you're eligible to cash it out at the maturity of the policy, but it also accrues bonuses along the way. So you cannot cash out before the agreed contractual term of the policy, but you are able to at least consistently pay for a minimum of 3 years, so that you're able to enjoy the maturity benefit. And also, as you pay for the minimum of the 3 years, your life is still on cover. We make sure that your life is still on cover for as long as the premiums have been paid for a minimum of 3 years.
Okay, so I just want to make sure I'm understanding.
Yes.
After 3 years.
Yes.
My term was, let's say, 7 years.
Yes, please.
But I've been paying consistently for 3 years.
Yes, please.
Anything below 3 years, I can't get money.
Yes, anything 3 years you can't.
Below 3 years.
Yes.
Okay. Then after 3 years, and I want to opt out, I can still opt out.
After
Do I
3
lose
years,
any money?
So after 3 years, you can opt out. We call it surrender, but we don't usually encourage that. Now, number one, because we believe the reason, or part of the reasons that you might have had for the policy, or the reason as why you chose the 5 or 7 years, was simply because you had a financial goal, you had a dream. So when you do try to terminate your policy before the actual maturity date, definitely it's going to affect you.
Okay.
So surrender is more of, you are basically ending your contract before. It's more like a breach of a contract. So surrender comes at a penalty.
Okay. Let them know what the penalty is.
Surrender comes at a penalty. Basically, it's more of you get less of what you have contributed. So even during such times, we try to, as customer experience, it is our duty to re-emphasize that, and also to let you know about the other option, which is paid up, the one I've talked about, where you are at least able to pay for a minimum of 3 years, but opt to reach the maturity of your policy as opposed to getting a penalty. Yes, so we always try to make sure, even our policy documents, we make sure that that information is embedded in there. And we also do try to re-emphasize in case of anything that a client may not be able to understand, because I mean, the insurance language at times,
it's hard.
Yes, so at any one point, our customers can always call us via our customer care numbers, or they can always email us, so that we are able to serve them, and we're able to basically serve them better, to understand how best they can go about their policies, as opposed to being out there and you don't know what exactly is supposed to be done with your policy.
I love that. So I heard that Prudential has an app. I'm a client of Prudential, so I have the app. Maybe just let them know what the app really does.
Amazing.
Do I still need to call you? How does it work?
So we all must agree, post-COVID, the world has gone digital. And what better way for a customer or for a policyholder to have have that self-service as of when you need it, accessing. So our client portal, you can easily access your statements as a customer, get receipts via the client portal. So it's a bit sophisticated, but very easy to understand. We make sure that all the details that you might need about your policy are embedded in there.
Nice.
So there is a link we often give out to our customers, that is of course during the welcome call, and at times we also make sure that we take you through the steps you must follow, but it's easy, it's very easy. There is a link, we send it to you, you just follow the steps on how to sign up. For as long as you have your policy number, you have your phone number, just put your phone number, create a password, and you sign up to access your premium statements and receipts. So also with the client portal, it helps you to easily create or reach out to the customer care to the customer care team. So there is it's basically designed for you to be able to reach out to Prudential as fast as possible. But most importantly, the client portal it helps you have that confidence with how your policy is running. You're able to see how your premiums are flowing on your statement, the receipts. So yes, that's all about the client portal. Do you have the client portal?
Yes, I do. I love it. First of all, I love that you send emails after I've paid so that I'm able to see the receipt and then just to keep checking. You know, after sometimes you've paid, you don't really remember, when did I last pay? You're able to just track. So I really love that. If I want to just check if I'm on track, the app is really helping me.
Definitely,
so that's amazing. Okay, so thank you for sharing with us. Guys, you've heard from customer care. They're really into building the relationship between Prudential and us, the client. Isn't that amazing? I really love that you call us, you know, and make sure that we don't forget that our policies are maturing, etc. So, yes. From the CEO to customer care, it's clear that Prudential is not just an insurance company. It's a community dedicated to securing your future. So reach out to them using the numbers on the screen and start your journey today.